In the high plateaus of Addis Ababa, a new wind is blowing. For decades, Ethiopia, Africa's second most populous nation, has been chained to the land, its economy reliant on a single foreign port. But now, a bold vision is taking shape, reconnecting this ancient nation with the sea. This is more than logistics. It's about national pride and shifting power in the Horn of Africa. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed calls sea access a birthright, essential for Ethiopia's survival and prosperity. Ethiopia is casting its lines from Somaliland to Kenya, seeking new anchors in the global maritime economy. The stakes are high, diplomatic risks abound, but the rewards could be transformative. Ethiopia sees itself reclaiming a lost maritime heritage, breaking free from 20th century constraints. The strategy is complex diplomacy, infrastructure, and military posturing all play a part. Neighbors see both opportunity and threat. Global powers are recalculating their interests. Ethiopia's return to the sea is a local drama with global implications, a testament to the power of national will. The unfurling of this landlocked giant has begun. To understand Ethiopia's maritime urgency, look back to 1993, when Eritrea's independence left Ethiopia suddenly landlocked. The loss of Massawa and Assab ports was a national trauma, stripping Ethiopia of identity and strategic autonomy. Overnight, Ethiopia became dependent on Djibouti for over 95% of its trade. This created a precarious dependency. Any disruption in Djibouti could cripple Ethiopia's economy. For a nation with regional ambitions, this vulnerability was unacceptable. Ethiopia's leaders knew true sovereignty required options, not reliance on a single corridor. The years of being landlocked have been a harsh lesson in the geopolitics of logistics. Every import and export came with extra costs and foreign transit fees. The desire to break this cycle of dependency has fueled Ethiopia's quest for sea access. This is not a new idea, but the culmination of decades of frustration. Ethiopia seeks to correct a historical anomaly and secure its economic future. The leadership is determined to anchor the nation to the global economy once more. Ethiopia's answer is the multiple sea access strategy, a grand design to diversify its maritime gateways. Djibouti remains the backbone, now linked by a modern electric railway, but Ethiopia is supplementing, not replacing, this route. The goal: foster competition among regional ports to drive down costs and improve services. Berbera in Somaliland offers a direct path to the sea for eastern Ethiopia, while Kenya's Lamu port opens a southern corridor via the LAPSSET project. Each corridor is developed in parallel, creating redundancy and leverage in regional negotiations. Other options, like Sudan's Port Sudan and Eritrea's Massawa and Assab, remain on the table for the future. This is a masterclass in strategic patience and optionality. Ethiopia is determined to permanently solve its landlocked dilemma. The most dramatic move yet is Ethiopia's 2024 deal with Somaliland. In exchange for recognizing Somaliland's sovereignty, Ethiopia gains access to 20 kilometers of coastline and a naval base on the Gulf of Aden. This shatters diplomatic norms, drawing condemnation from Somalia and concern from global powers. The Berbera Port, upgraded with UAE investment, becomes a crucial second gateway, reducing reliance on Djibouti. A new highway will link Berbera to Ethiopia, slashing transit times and costs. For Ethiopia, this is a strategic asset and a platform for projecting power in a vital maritime choke point. Despite controversy, both Ethiopia and Somaliland are pressing ahead, reshaping the region's strategic map. The Berbera Corridor, is now a geopolitical fact on the ground. While Berbera grabs headlines, the LAPSSET corridor with Kenya is quietly transforming Ethiopia's southern access. LAPSSET links Ethiopia to Kenya's Lamu port on the Indian Ocean, offering a vital route for the country's southern and central regions. The project includes roads, railways, and pipelines, an economic artery for both nations. For Kenya, Ethiopian participation is key to Lamu port's success. For Ethiopia, its strategic depth and diversification. Progress is steady. Berths at Lamu are complete, highways are being paved, and diplomatic ties are strengthening. Unlike Berbera, LAPSSET is built on established state-to-state diplomacy, free of major controversy. This southern corridor will further strengthen Ethiopia's negotiating position and regional influence. LAPSSET is a quiet but crucial part of Ethiopia's grand maritime strategy. Ethiopia's strategy also keeps Sudan and Eritrea in play, despite political complexities. Port Sudan could serve western and northern Ethiopia, but Sudan's civil conflict makes this route unreliable for now. Ethiopian strategists remain ready to engage if stability returns to Sudan. Eritrea's ports, Assab and Massawa, are the most logical outlets for northern Ethiopia. The 2018 peace agreement briefly raised hopes, but relations have since soured and the border remains closed. Eritrea shows little interest in economic integration, keeping this corridor shut. Still, a lasting peace and open ports with Eritrea would be transformative for both nations. For now, it remains a distant dream, but one Ethiopia will never fully abandon. The ultimate prize is still just out of reach. Ethiopia's maritime push is driven by three motives: economic necessity, national security, and regional ambition. With a booming population and economy, relying on Djibouti alone is unsustainable. Diversification is essential. Securing sovereign port access is a matter of survival, reducing vulnerability to external shocks. The desire for a naval base reflects Ethiopia's need to protect its trade and project power in a volatile region. Access to the sea is also about regional leadership. No landlocked nation can truly dominate the Horn of Africa. Ethiopia's new network of ports and the future navy signal its intent to become a regional hegemon. Partnerships with Somaliland, Kenya, and Gulf powers are reshaping alliances and infrastructure. This triad of motives explains Ethiopia's urgency and boldness. The return to the sea is the key to unlocking Ethiopia's full potential and reshaping the Horn of Africa. The giant is not just unfurling, it is striding purposefully toward the coast.